It is October 29th, 2025. You know what that means. We had more basketball tonight. And I got some takeaways for you from the games that I watched. And this is my second take recording this video because I forgot to turn on my microphone for the first recording. So we're running it back. That's 12 minutes of footage gone. We'll see if I can get that number again. But yeah, let's just get right into it. Starting off, the Magic this year, they just don't got it, man. Uh, People thought coming into this year that maybe they're going to be a surprise title contender, maybe jump to the 2 or 3 seed, or maybe even the 1 seed in the East. That just hasn't been the case so far. They're 1-4, and they just don't look like a good offensive team, and the defense is just okay so far. They added a top 50 player in the league in Desmond Bain this year, so people really expected them to take a leap, me included. But so far, the offense just looks the same. They're not using Desmond Bain to his best potential. They're kind of just using him as a movement shooter off Paulo and Franz's actions. And the offense just looks really stale. It looks like it's just ISOs for the most part. Maybe you're going to get a Paulo ISO here, everybody's going to clear out, or maybe you're going to get a Suggs and Franz action. Maybe Franz is going to try and make something happen, and then Bane's on the outside doing something to get an open shot, but that's about it. You're not getting any of the intricacies that you might have seen from that you should see from a team with this personnel. When you have four guys on your team that are probably top 60 guys in the NBA, that's probably where I'd put Jalen Suggs. And I think Franz and Paulo are both top 40 in the league. I think, man, it's just they should be better. Paulo should be better. Um, I think when you're looking at this team, the main issues, it's either just bad coaching. Maybe Jamal Mosley just he's not that guy. He's shown over and over that he just can't develop the offense of this team. Or maybe it's just Paulo because you're asking a guy to run the offense who simply just isn't an efficient scorer yet. Isn't that great of a playmaker either. Today he had 7 assists and 4 turnovers. It's not a great ratio. And he shot like 40%. That's kind of what he's been around all season long. You've got to be better if you're the number one option on a team. You just do. Because right now, it's like you expect him to be able to make those easy shots. You expect him to be able to use his massive frame to be able to be this option that can go into the paint, get these easy shots, and if it's not there, he passes it out with the great playmaking ability that he has. And you see flashes of that. He's a really good player. He's a top 35 guy in the league. But he hasn't put it all together yet. And at this point, I don't know if it's going to come. It should because he's just that talented of a player, but simply we haven't seen it yet. We've seen more out of Franz. I think Franz is a lot closer to his potential than what Paolo is right now. Franz is able to kind of do these actions. He has a really good mid-range game. He has the offense on his own and the creation that Paolo just doesn't have. It kind of feels like every time you're watching Paolo, it's either like just full steam at the basket, missed layup, or he's trying to get in a pick and roll action and get something off of that. You have other stuff. He's a good cutter, but I mean, for a guy who's really the true point guard of your offense, I know Jalen Suggs is there. He's not like a true point guard for that team. He's not the facilitator that you think he is. He's more of just like a lockdown guy who can kind of facilitate some of that stuff. But Paolo, I mean, that's kind of the position he's put in right now to be the main facilitator of this team. And right now, he hasn't shown it so far. And yeah, they should be a lot better than they are. And I mean, they're just not good right now. They should be able to turn it around, but if not, it's going to be rough. And I don't expect Jamal Mosley to be the head coach of this team next year. All right, next up. Speaking of head coaches who won't be here next year, Willie Green. The Pelicans just got demolished by the Nuggets today, and it's not looking great for Willie Green. This is a team that's just underperforming. They have so much good talent that I like on paper, but they just don't fit together. And it feels like every time they're out there, it's a bunch of puzzle pieces that don't go together. I know I said this the other night, but it's like one big puzzle, and the puzzle could be beautiful, but you're putting the pieces in the wrong places. They might kind of fit, but you're not sure. But once you get about 10 pieces in, you're like, oh, yeah, this doesn't go together. And we can see that now. I mean, you have Zion when he plays. He's really good when he plays. Trey Murphy, he's been really good this season. Herb Jones, nasty on defense. Um, Jordan Poole hasn't been terrible this season. I actually kind of like what he's been doing so far. You have other guys. You got Eve Misi. You got Jordan Hawkins. You got Jose Alvarado. You got Jeremiah Fierce. You got Derek Queen. Queen hasn't looked terrible either this year, but that trade, it's looking terrible so far. That best of the Bucks or the Pelicans, yeah, the Pelicans are awful right now. They're winless in a Western Conference that's one of the most brutal conferences we've ever seen. Um, so yeah, I mean, Willie Green hasn't been particularly impressive in his first few years anyway as the head coach of the Pelicans, but now it's just like he has the pieces, he just can't put them together, and maybe that's a coaching thing. Maybe that's Joe Dumars in the front office just building a team that doesn't fit together. I mean, why is Kevon Looney and Eve Misi and Derek Queen and DeAndre Jordan on the same team? I couldn't tell you. And I feel like you just need to build a team that fits together more. I'm not sure what in their brain was like, you know who would fit really good together? Jordan Poole, Zion Williamson, and Eve Macy. Yeah, sure. Let's do that. The only guy I really love on that team right now is Trey Murphy because he just does a lot. And I actually like what I've seen from Zion so far. We've already seen the injury things this year. And yeah, this is just a really questionable team. Speaking of teams that are a little questionable this season, the Cavs are kind of regressing to where they were before they got Kenny Atkinson with JB Bickerstaff. What I mean by that is they're a lot more heavy ISO than they were last year. Donovan Mitchell's having to carry a load on offense that he didn't have to last year. Last year, I think he was averaging 30 minutes a game, which for a superstar in this league, that is light work. That is nobody's doing that. And what the Cavs did last year was kind of revolutionary. We haven't seen that where you're playing your top guys like 28 minutes a game, and then you're relying on these guys on the bench like the Dean Wades and the Ty Jeromes and Max Strus and DeAndre Hunter to kind of pick up the slack and play good team ball. And even when the superstars were on the court, you would have to defend them almost as equally as a guy like a Dean Wade because everybody played this team basketball. Now they're really going more towards the heliocentric ways. You still see some flashes of what we saw last year, but it really does seem more like this year than it did last year that everything's revolving around Donovan Mitchell. And we haven't seen the Evan Mobley leap that we were expecting. I mean, last year after that defensive season and some of the offensive flashes he had, we figured that he would do the same things on defense, which for the most part he has been, but just step up his offensive game, be able to maybe shoot it more, be able to take it to the basket if he needed to. We just haven't seen it yet. I mean, it's only been 5 games. Could absolutely be there. It hasn't been so far. It's kind of hard when you have Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, both with their hands on the basketball, but they're 3-2. They're a good team. They play good defense. They're absolutely still one of the top dogs in the East, but I don't really trust them so far. Last year we saw such coordinated basketball, and obviously that didn't work in the postseason. But I'm not sure if that's really about the play style. I was listening to Bill Simmons the other day, and he had a good point because with those guys only playing 25 to 30 minutes a game, those superstars, they weren't really ready for the playoff minutes, maybe because you're going from playing 25 minutes a night and probably being pulled out most fourth quarters to, yeah, you're going to play 40 minutes a game and you're going to have to be relied upon when it gets a little hairy. And they just couldn't take that pressure after what they did all season, which was great, but they just didn't have to carry that burden. But now they do. And this season, maybe they're trying a different approach, playing those guys 35, 32 minutes a game, upping it up a little bit. But it just feels less like team oriented basketball and more like a superstar and then another guy who wants the ball and another guy who needs his touches. It feels more like that. And that's how it felt under JB Bickerstaff. And that's why they had to fire him because they just felt like a mediocre team that could never really pull it out in the end. That's what it feels like right now, too. So we'll see if they can turn it around. But right now, Knicks look a lot better than them. They just lost pretty big to the Celtics today, which, who are you losing to, man? Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and Peyton Pritchard? Who else do they have on that team? Sam Hauser, Hugo Gonzalez, Neemias Queta, Jordan Walsh? Should be playing better. I'll just put it like that. This is a team that started off, 24, 26, and 0 last year? And now they're just kind of regressing. So we'll see how that kind of picks up as the season goes on. But I don't know. Hasn't looked great so far. Finally, got to get my daily Bulls talking because this team's so fun to watch this year. And they're good. They're off to a 4-0 start. And they are distributing the ball and they are running. And that's what I love about them. Here are the point totals for their players in the game today. 27, 20, 18, 13, 11, 10, 9, 9, and 9. That's really good team basketball. And Matas Buzelis looked great. And, I mean, this is a team that I really like. Josh Giddey had 20, 8, and 12 today. I've been on the record not loving Josh Giddey, but the role they're putting him in right now, I think it's working. The pseudo point guard, well, not even pseudo, he is their point guard. Bring the ball up the court and really being the distributor of this team that is spreading out the ball so well. I mean, they got a ton of athletic guys. They're just running up and down the court, getting it to each other. And that's why they've been winning because teams aren't great against teams that just run and run and run and run. That's why they kind of blew out the Hawks. Or no, they didn't blow out the Hawks. That was the Raptors that blew out the Hawks. But they did beat the Hawks because those guys can't run with them. And yeah, I mean, as of right now, this looks like a top 6 team in the East. This looks like a top 6 seed. This looks like a team that can really compete. Well, I wouldn't say that. Really compete. They can make it interesting. They can make it interesting in the first round. But yeah, I mean, this is a team that just looks really fun to watch. And it's a new take. I said this in a video the other day, but I think what they're kind of trying to go for is maybe what the Pacers were doing last year, just with Josh Giddey as their point guard instead of Tyrese Halliburton. It's an interesting experiment, and I'm all here for it. All right. And that's it for today. I know it was a bit of a longer video. I made it 2.5 minutes past where I was in my first recording, so got some more stuff out. Yeah, thank you for watching. Thanks for sticking around. Like, sub, and share if you can. And yeah, have a great rest of your day. And stay safe out there.